Senator Lindsey Graham has risen to the defense of Donald Trump and is using one of the laziest excuses imaginable.
January the 6th, I was there. I saw it. He was impeached over it. The American people can decide whether they want him to be president or not. This should be decided at the ballot box, not in a bunch of liberal jurisdictions trying to put the man in jail.
That was in response to, of course, the Georgia racketeering indictment. And the thing is, bro, that's kind of what the problem was. You see, it was decided at the ballot box already. And Donald Trump said, no, I don't like the result, and then tried to overturn it. Literally why he was indicted here. His plot in Georgia to overturn the election results in the state. Now, look, he allegedly pressured election officials to flip the 2020 election result based on some unproven allegations of election fraud. They were all absolutely BS. That involved, of course, the perfect phone call to Brad Raffensperger, among many others. Now, the indictment also calls that phone call, quote, a solicitation of violation of oath by a public officer. And so basically that means asking this person to do something illegal. Asking someone to do something illegal, which is ironically overturning the will of the majority of voters. Going back to Lindsey Graham, again, it was already decided. It was already decided. All right, now, that's what this whole thing is about, though. And by the way, we're not talking about liberal jurisdictions. It's liberal jurisdictions. That's the only people that are actually doing this. No, there are Georgia Republicans who have been refuting Donald Trump's election fraud charges. There are Republican election officials who, verified the results. And all of these Georgia, Fulton County, three different recounts in Georgia, including a hand recount. All verified. And again, these are not all lefty, liberal poll workers. No, they're Republican poll workers that are like, no, I did my job. Bummer about Donald Trump, wanted him to win. That just didn't turn out, and I did my job. And so that's what this is. It's not a bunch of, lefties that are just trying to jail Donald Trump. No, this is Donald Trump interfering in an election. And then, of course, ironically, screaming election interference when you actually try to hold him accountable. Now, getting back to other Republicans here, you had Brad Raffensperger, of course, and also Governor Brian Kemp. Governor Brian Kemp, here's what he posted on X, formerly known as Twitter. The 2020 election in Georgia was not stolen. For nearly 3 years now, anyone with evidence of fraud has failed to come forward under oath and prove anything in the court of law. Our elections in Georgia are secure, accessible, and fair, and will continue to be as long as I am governor. The future of our country is at stake in 2024, and that must be our focus. Kemp, by the way, he's like, if Donald Trump wins the nomination, of course I'm going to vote for him again. And that's what he means by the future is at stake. Now, he doesn't want Donald Trump to win the nomination. I mean, obviously. But if he does, of course, he's going to be a good Republican, and he's going to go and vote for Trump because not a liberal, not going to, be someone who's going to vote for Joe Biden. Okay? So that's who these people are. And, liberal jurisdictions. Liberal, rhinos. Shut up. Now, getting back to Lindsey Graham. Look, Graham got absolutely torched on this because, as a lot of the responses pointed out, it's already been decided at the ballot box, and Trump wouldn't accept it. And that's really it. That's all you have to say here. Look, this is probably one of the weakest, worst responses I've seen, and that's because they can't argue against the merits of this case. They really can't. That's why you see so many different responses from Trump supporters saying, look at the timing. Election interference. Wait, this is a case that was started before Donald Trump even announced his 2024 campaign. Why did it take so long? Why did it take so long? Well, there's this little thing called evidence that you have to gather in order to construct your case. You have to do research. You have to get the facts. You have to talk to witnesses. You have to do interviews. All this stuff takes time, right? And then, of course, you have to gather a grand jury, one that is, of course, going to not be biased. It's going to be impartial. They're going to present the evidence to them, have them deliberate, and vote whether or not they're actually going to issue an indictment. So there's a ton of things that are actually involved in this. process, and it's not done without reason. What Lindsey Graham is doing, I call him Lazy Graham because that's essentially what he's doing. He's lazy. This is an incredibly lazy response to this, and like it's like the lowest hanging fruit. It's the libs. The ballot box, but whatever. Like you can't even be, he can't be asked to even come up with a decent legal response or challenge, and none of them can. None of them can. And look, maybe it's because they know that they can be lazy with their arguments. They know that their followers, a lot of them don't care about facts, don't care about reality. They just want to scream about their unending victimhood. Ironic from a side that, of course, said, yeah, libs, you're always a victim. You're always playing victim. You're always victimized by something. No, what have you done for like the last, I don't know, since 2016, Trump's campaign, the right has just been crying about how they're victims in everything. Oh, we're the silent majority. For the silent majority, you sure do not seem to know how to shut the F up. Constantly in our face, in our ears, screaming about how the world is so unfair to you. Oh, they're so unfair. Conservatives, you've got a target on their foreheads. They're coming after us for everything. You're shoving everything down our throats. No, shut up. Shut up. No, everybody's sick of your whining. You are just constantly whining and crying about everything is so incredibly unfair. It's not. Maybe you're just wrong. But look, at the end of the day, here's the thing. They don't care about the reality because what they want to do, and this has been shown, they don't want a better country. They want to own the libs. They want to own the opposition. That's all it is. Donald Trump gives them what they really want, a promise to punish their enemies. And that's what they really want. Who they have come to hate and blame for everything that seems to be going wrong in their lives. Lose a job. It must be the libs. Get a hangnail. It must be the libs. No, you're again, crying about everything. They do nothing but cry. Now, look, I would say shame on Lindsey Graham, but at the end of the day, I think it's been proven over and over again that he doesn't even have any left. There is no shame in bootlickers like Lindsey Graham, who, again, are providing some of the most lazy and ridiculous arguments because they got nothing left. They are a joke. This guy is a clown. He is a joke. Nobody should ever take this guy seriously or anyone like him. Absolute clown.